Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy and I'm here with a Temu haul for you today. I am sorry that I've been gone for a couple of days. It was the weekend and I had family and work and just life. So I'm here today. This is going to post late, so I apologize, but I didn't want to go another day without seeing you guys. So how are you doing? How have you been? Are you getting warmer yet? Because I am not. We still have snow on the ground. It's going to take, I don't know how long. It's taking forever. We haven't gotten enough warm days to melt stuff. And when we do, and it melts a little, it refreezes. And then it's just like an ice slick again. So yeah. And my mom, she doesn't really understand the concept of snow. So it's really bothering her to see footprints in her yard. Just things you don't think about that would create problems for people with Alzheimer's. But I'm here and I may be on a fast track to mental health breakdown, but we're okay at the moment. So let's get started. Let's show some stuff. Am I prepared? No. But when am I ever prepared? Well, sometimes. But oh, and before I forget, I want to say another thank you to everybody who ordered from Gracie's band fundraiser. That was really sweet. And I believe she told me that she sent thank you messages from the app. So I really hope that you got one of those. And if you're interested, if you don't already have a Girl Scout cookie dealer, and yes, I say dealer like that because Girl Scout cookies are like a drug. But if you do not have somebody that you already purchase Girl Scout cookies from, and you like Girl Scout cookies, or you want to donate Girl Scout cookies to the troops, I'll probably just pin it in the comments, but my daughter Galia is selling Girl Scout cookies. But I know you can go and get them. Usually girls will have their tents outside of grocery stores and that kind of thing. But if for some reason you don't have a supplier already for your cookie drugs, my daughter can be that person for you. And if you are, I know some people have already ordered, thank you. I will be sending personal thank yous if I can. And I think that we haven't figured out if she's able to send thank yous from within the app, but just know that we really do appreciate it. All right, so back to the show. It's going to be hard for me to find some of these things. These are some of the things that I pushed off so that I could haul holiday things. So I've had these for a while, and so I'm going to have to go back a few orders to find them, I'm sure. But the first item is from Eelho, forehead wrinkle patches. And at least from the picture, it looks like they work really well. It also must brighten your skin, right? Because they always make it look so lovely when it's done. But I don't have a whole lot of wrinkles yet up there, but I think it's still good it's still reparative to your skin. It says, take out the forehead patches and remove the anti-stick layer. Gently press it and make sure fitting the skin. Let me add some words to this to make it make sense, and make sure it fits the skin. Use it for about 60 to 90 minutes. Remove the patch, no need to clean. It's got collagen, glycerin, aloe vera leaf extract, kojic acid, and some other stuff. Now, this just says it has collagen, and we learned like a month ago or so that it can't just say collagen is very difficult to be absorbed through the skin. And so there are certain versions of collagen that are more easily absorbed by the skin, but just plain collagen was not one of those. So I don't know I don't know if it really will help with that, but you get 12 pieces, and hopefully it works. Now I may have more. I feel like my hair is getting whiter as I go through this crazy period of time. I'm like, you know how it is when you've got so many things on your to-do list to where you need escapes from your to-do list because your to-do list is too overwhelming? That's kind of how I feel right now, and it makes it harder to concentrate, and it's unpleasant. And so when simply normal things in your day happen, they don't feel normal anymore because you're just on edge all the time. So I don't know. It'll get better as I get things kind of shut down for the year, but I get questions, and I'm like, I can't answer that question yet because I don't want you to take whatever I say as gold, and then it's still a moving target kind of thing. And I just don't feel, this is my first year end that I'm in charge of at where I work, and so they're not used to me for year end. I mean, they're used to me for month end, but they're not used to me for year end. And I'm very, that's like the one part of my life that's very organized and detailed. And so it's like, just don't think about it till I get stuff done. But then it's like, you know how it is. You could spend all day, I'm sorry, I'm looking for the product while I'm talking, where you could spend all day kind of answering emails. Like I could literally sit and only answer emails all day, every day, and never get anything done. And so there are some days where I have to be like, okay, no emails today. I need to get some things done. But then it's like you miss certain emails, and then, you know, the next day you've got twice as many. And so there's no good solution. And I have 2 mailboxes, and I need to just set it up to where one of them flows over to my main one. But my predecessor did that, and he embezzled from the company. So it's like, I don't want to make anybody nervous. And so as a result, I'm just having a terrible time, I guess is really what it comes down to. You guys, I am not finding, how far back am I gonna have to go? I'm not finding those patches. Let me just go just a little bit further. Oh, there they are. See, that's what I need to do. I just need to say earlier I can't find it, and then I will find it. Okay, I paid $221. I got a price adjustment. It's discontinued, but there's other ones out there. Like there's another one here that's $1.88. So there's plenty of them available. That's interesting. They've also got ones that are just for your nose bridge. I don't think I've seen those before. And of course I've shown on here before, I think, the ones that, unless it's sitting in my bucket to still haul, the ones that kind of go around your laugh lines. But I can't say enough good things about the eye ones. I need to wear the eye ones more often. And I mean, there's something about the serum on them that I kind of rub around everywhere else, and it just, I don't know, it just is nice. But I've got prescribed micronidazole or nidazole or something like that, that I think it is the comparable to ivermectin, because my insurance won't cover ivermectin. So of course I could just buy it off of Amazon like I've done before, except then it would be apple flavor, and I'm just not sure I want to put apple flavored ivermectin on my skin. Although I could probably get some benefit of taking it internally like horses do, just with a much, much smaller dose, and get some of those benefits. Because, you know, they're saying, and I'm not a doctor, so you can't trust anything I say, but they're saying how they're finding it is doing really awesome for people with cancer, really awesome for memory issues, arthritis, like the miracle drug. It's probably not, but all right, I'm not going to look up the price for this because this is just lipstick, I believe, and I'm sure I didn't pay more than $2 for it, or at least I hope I didn't, because I very rarely find a lipstick on here that, I don't know, I'm just very particular. But it comes in a nice little container. Oh, and it's super bright, like my nose. It's a little pinker than I was expecting from this kind of bright color. Shoot, should I wipe off what I've already got on? Let's get one of these Kleenexes. What I had on is a little bit more purpley. But it was a Temu. I need to order another one of those before they discontinue it too, since I keep falling in love with things that apparently they only make one, they only make, like, what's it called? Not stock. Batch? I don't know. Okay, well, this isn't terrible. There are probably some outfits that would look better with than others. And this was a work from home day, so I have, like, this is literally the only makeup I have on at the moment. It's nice and smooth, though. But I don't know if it came in other colors. Like I said, I'm sure I got it a while ago, so I'll try and, while this is uploading, find all these things in case I didn't find them while we're talking. But yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, it's definitely on the red side, which is not helping with my super red nose at the moment. See why I'm upset that this is, like, not in production anymore, because I don't know, it goes with my skin really well. And a lot of times when you, for those of us like with rosacea and those kind of things, it's very hard to cover that up. Usually it still breaks through because it's your blood vessels. So I don't know what I'm going to do, you guys, about this. Now, I think I bought a total of 3 of these. And there's probably something comparable. You just, it's a frustrating thing. But anyway. All right, next. Is it possible for me to do an episode without some kind of nail stuff? You guys are probably so tired of nail stuff. So we have some more gel nail polish. These feel empty, but it looks like we've got some pretty colors. This one looks kind of, well, in real life it looks more navy than it does on the screen, but maybe kind of a denim. I'll pick one of these to see, so that we can see how close the color label is to the polish itself. Why would there only be, why do these look used? These look used, but like somebody returned them all empty and then I got them. So these must have been like a cool color, like blues, greens, and purples. But yeah, there's 9. Ooh, this one, okay. This one is the problem. This one was open. So that's a bummer. Okay, well, let's take the green one. See how close it is. Yeah, okay, well, that's pretty close, I think. So I'm always curious how realistic the labels are for them. So yeah, so they're probably fine. They were just in a bag with one that was open. And what am I going to do? I'm going to put them all back in with that. There was a 9-piece set. I'm gonna guess they're in the $4 to $6 range, but I'm gonna see if I can find those. But I had another nail pop off today. So far I've had 2. Gregory's like, why are you putting a different color on? And I'm like, because I don't want this color anymore. But yet I'm wanting them to come off naturally, because if they come off naturally, then there seems to be little to no damage to my nail. I know there is still some, but if they come off naturally, then the nail itself is not rough. So to me, that's a win. So, oh, well, it's in this order. I paid $7.59. Okay, well, that's a little expensive. I did get one price adjustment. They are still available. And is that really the set that I got? Well, that's really pretty if I did, because there are some really pretty sparkly ones in there. So nice. So someday, when all my kids are grown, I'll be able to finally paint those little things that I got, those little fake nails. and see what colors I have. Oh well. Next, oh, remember when I went through that phase where I bought a bunch of dice? I still have my dice box down here. So this is a set of polyhedral dice. It's got a good size velvet bag. And this one I think is the complete set. So the other ones I've been getting 7-piece sets, which would be, well, I don't know. It may not be this set. But the ones I've been getting were 7 pieces. So this one, you get, well, you can't see because of the reflection of the light, but are they all different in this one? Well, shoot. Let's just open it, because I can put them in my dice bucket. Okay. So I've got one like that. I won't show them all. Okay, so here's one where the numbers didn't make it onto the right spots. How is that supposed to work, Temu? It looks like the other ones look okay. Like here's one that's a different one. Okay, so let me just put them in the bag that they provided. And then there's another 6-piece set. There's the scissors. So what did I do this weekend? Well, on Saturday, I think I told you guys that Jason and I were going to get up early on Saturday and go antiquing, which well, I think I said we were going to get up early and go out to eat for brunch or breakfast buffet or whatever. We did do that. No, we didn't do that, but we still did get up early and we went to the antique store that was having the sale. And this was one that we'd never been to before, but it was supposed to be like 10% off, 10% or more off of everything in the shop. Well, when we got there, it was also part party supply store, which is kind of weird, but maybe they do that so that helps the whole place stay in business. Because I've already said I don't understand how antique stores stay in business. You know, how do they pay the rent? But because you'd never know if anybody was going to buy anything from there. Here's this one really big. And it's crazy when you think about how it could, you know, land on any one of these spots. And then here's a smaller version of that. So that's all of the dice in this little kit. But yeah, so we didn't know what to expect, and it was a little weird that half the store was party supplies, but I did find a booth that I really liked. And you guys, why do I do this? Why do I go antique shopping? Because I always find stuff that I really like that's really way too expensive, and I shouldn't be buying it. But I think I told you I have a love of bird books for some reason. And in this booth, I found kind of tucked underneath, she had some antique books tucked underneath, and I found this, I should have brought it down, but I found this like 295 birds something. Well, it was the University of Michigan or something like this had published this book in 1939, and it had full color plate pages, which if you don't know what a color plate is, it's just a picture, and sometimes it'll say plate on it underneath it, but it's usually like an original, like artwork almost, you know. It could be a reproduction or it could be original in that book. Well, I saw it, and hold on, I'm like now distracted by this lipstick on my hand. I saw it, and it was like $100 firm. I'm like, holy cow, you know. And so then I was like, is this even like real, you know? So I'm looking on eBay and Etsy, and, you know, to see if anybody else is selling it. And I found somebody selling it for $635 and somebody else selling it for $145. And I thought, good grief. Okay, well, maybe I couldn't like open it to see what condition it was in. It said you'd have to take it up to the front desk if you wanted to see inside it. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to spend $100 on this book. Well, then I noticed there was another tag on it that it was like now $70 firm. And I was like, okay, well, now it's a little bit more tempting, but you guys, it's still a book. So why am I spending that kind of money on a book? So I was like, no. Well, then I noticed she had a sign in her booth that said 50% off everything, but 25% off if it says firm. And I was like, okay, well, that was all it took. So I bought the stupid book, you guys, and it was gorgeous inside. Now some of the pages, there were a couple ripped pages, and there were a couple pages that had pencil on them. But overall, it was a beautiful book. So I'm trying to think if I can now like frame, like I got to do something to make it worth spending a ridiculously stupid amount of money on a book. But do you ever do that when you go shopping and you see something and you're like, oh? And for those of you that are Seven Plaza fans, my crafty friends that are Seven Plaza fans, you know when she does her videos, like either Happy Mail videos, because people send her some awesome antique things. And she does her own thrifting. Now, thrifting over in the Netherlands is way better than thrifting in America. For one, they've got all those surrounding countries, so you get a wide variety, and they still are for reasonable prices from what I could tell, watching her. Over here, we've made it, we've commercialized it, junk is now, it's like crazy. Well, one of the things that she always, well, not always, but she gets a lot of are these quartet games. You guys, I finally found one. I've never seen one of these before. So I, of course, snapped it up. I think it was $8, which I don't know. I don't know how old this is. I haven't looked that up, but I had to get it when I saw it. And I was originally thinking that I could like put this in some like junk journal stuff I'm destashing. And I was like, no, I have to keep this. So if you aren't familiar with Quartet, maybe you remember the game Authors from when we were kids, or even when our parents were kids. So for example, Authors, maybe you've got Mark Twain, and there's 4 different books that Mark Twain wrote. And so it's like Go Fish, really. But with Authors, you had to collect all 4 titles by the same author. Louisa May Alcott, like Charles Dickens. Those were some of the people. Henry Wadsworth, Henry, wait, Longfellow, whoever that is. I'm like trying to remember all the people. But anyway, this is kind of the same way, except this one was famous cities. So you've got 4 South America, but then it's different cities, and it tells you the other cities that go in the set that you have to collect. So, these get shuffled. I don't know how many. Okay, it says for 3 or more players, the cards are shuffled and dealt. Each player examines his cards, and if a complete quartet is held, it's placed on the table. The player to the right of the dealer asks any player for a card to complete a quartet. If he has it, it must be surrendered, and the quartet is put on the table. Play continues until the wanted card is not available, or until the wanted card does not complete a quartet. Then the play passes to the next player, and the winner is the first one to complete all his quartets. But this doesn't tell you how many, like, do you deal out so many cards to begin with? I would think you do. You do in Go Fish, at least. So yeah, so I loved this, but I can't tell. I'm going to have to Google it to see how old this is. Like, this has Bombay. Didn't that get renamed? Was that the one that got renamed to Mumbai? So yeah, that's another thing I like about it too, right? Or like when I find old maps, some of these places have been renamed. So yeah. And then I had, well, let me get another thing to haul. But then I had a mishap at a different antique store, which was quite upsetting. But okay, well, this is a super silky. Oh, it's a tank top. Tank top time. Okay, well, I don't mind it super silky for a tank top. So brown's not my favorite color, but I thought this might look good with some of the khaki pants that I've been getting. And just because I don't like brown doesn't mean it's not a good color on me, kind of. But anyway, I like geometric patterns. So yeah, and I had ordered a pair of brown jeans, which I thought maybe this would go well with like a light colored sweater. Okay, so my mishap while I'm looking up the price for this. So we went into a flea market that we have been to before, and I did find some really cool, they're not postcards, but they're kind of, they're like, they're the size of postcards and they're thick like postcards, but they weren't postcards. They were like collector cards kind of thing. Well, in this place, Jason finds 2 plastic containers of Coca-Cola collector cards, which I'm not a huge Coca-Cola collector, you know, like I don't go collect that stuff, but I know it's popular. And so I was like, well, how much are those? And I could swear that he said they were each $5. And I was like looking at them, trying to decide if it was worth it, trying to figure out how many cards were in each one. One set was from 93, one set was from 95. So they, you know, qualify as vintage or whatever. But I was like, well, $5. Hopefully there's almost 50 in at least one of these, you know, and so, you know, that's kind of sometimes how I judge if a price is good, is like how much would it be per item in it. And so I thought, okay, you know, so I get that. I got some other things that I really liked or whatever. And we're checking out and she tells me the total. I'm like, how is the total that high? But you know, when you're at an antique store, a lot of them just have little tags taped to the item that get pulled off when you take it up there, and then they use those to key into their old style cash register, and they keep the little tags because I think that's how they determine how to pay their people who have the booths there. I've got one here in town that has actual barcodes, so they scan it and you get to keep it. But so I'm like looking down and I'm looking at the receipt, and it's of course all sales final, and I'm not thinking to look until after it's you know, rung up and everything. And I'm looking at Jason and I'm like, what did I buy that was $25? And he's like, well, that one card thing was 25. I'm like, what? You said it was 5. He's like, no, I said the one was 5 and the one was 25. And I'm like, how did I miss the 20 on that? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so then I'm thinking, I have just totally wasted money on this, because it wasn't even it was the 1995 cards that were 25, and there were more of them, but it turns out there was 100 of them. So that's like, what, $25, 25 cents a card? That's crazy. And so then I'm looking again on Etsy and I'm like, what are people selling this for? And some people had it for $25, but most of them had it for less. And I'm like, oh, so I hate, because then I just feel like a fool, and nobody likes to feel like a fool, right? But it was too late. I'm not saying I couldn't have said something still because we hadn't left the store, but at that point it's embarrassing. And so then I'm like, I don't deserve to have money. I don't deserve to go shopping. I don't deserve to be making decisions because look what I've done, you know? And I was like, oh, I hated it. But maybe they'll be worth something someday. It is a complete set of the particular series that it was, but oy vey. I should just get it listed on eBay, and maybe I don't know how long eBay listings stay active, but maybe someday somebody will be like, I have to have that, a true collector. But okay, this little guy, I paid $7.50, and it's retailing now for $5.96, and it's available in 1XL to 5XL. But see what happens when I don't come on here very often. I'm sitting here telling you all my business. And yeah, and it was funny because Jason and I are trying to get caught up on videos we watch, and I mentioned I'm behind on watching Hey Everybody, and we really do like, that's like, no offense to any other haulers out there, but she's the one that we like to both watch together. And so we do watch every one of her episodes. I call them episodes, but you know, every one of her videos. And we were watching one today at lunch, and she got a text message or something, and she's like, "Who's texting me now?" And she's like, "Oh, it's hauler time." And I just started laughing because it's just, well, it was just funny, and I needed a laugh because I was having a really bad day. So thank you, Erin, for that, because yeah, we both started cracking up, and so that was funny. So that was a nice highlight to the day. But anyway, here is another shirt. This kind of reminds me of my grandmother, only because this kind of red, like bandana kind of, I know it's not bandana, but it kind of reminds me of bandana. Some people might get more of a, like an Indian flair maybe from it. But anyway, I always really liked that kind of thing. But it seems like it's got a kind of a big neck. I wonder what size I got this in. 1XL. Okay. Well, we'll have to give it a try to see. But it seems a little bit broad this way. But that's okay. Sometimes that's okay. But I paid $8.33, got one price adjustment, and it's available in 1XL to 5XL. But it is really pretty. They make it, I mean, it looks like it would go really pretty with jeans. Now, I, for some reason, would never pick to wear something like this with jeans. I don't know what it is. I am so color, I don't know if color snobby is the way to put it, but you guys know, unless you're new, if you're new, welcome. But if you've been around a while, you guys know I'm very color, I'm matchy, and there's no blue in this shirt, so I would never think to wear this with blue jeans. I'd be like, well, I could wear this with red jeans, or I could wear this with, you know, black leggings or brown leggings, because it's actually brown. White jeans during the summer, but I would never think to wear this with blue. But it looks nice in the picture. So yeah, but now it looks like I need to get myself a long necklace to go with it like they have. And did I tell you what it costs today? I don't know if I did, and I just did a really bad job folding that shirt up. It's $8.45 today. But it's one of the really soft ones. But let me just fold this a little bit better. So yeah, so we went on Saturday, we did the antiquing, and then Jason had Pokemon in the afternoon with the kids. And then we went and sat with my mom for longer because Dad wanted to go out to eat with the church group afterwards. And those visits are pretty much same. There's very little different. I mean, her life is very same, and when we go visit, it's very same. It's the same stories. Here is a really pretty tattoo, although it is kind of banged up, but I don't think that would matter too much. But do you figure this is cherry blossom? I don't know. We'll see if it says. Actually, I'm not going to look that up. If you are curious, type in tattoos, but if you really like this one, I should hopefully have the link below, unless it's sold out. But my dad's been working on that puzzle that we got him the advent calendar puzzle. He's got like a third of it done just because, I don't know, he likes working on puzzles, but it's not like he has to work on it every day kind of thing. But he had gotten a third of it done, and so Jason is so good. He's always trying to make conversation with my mom, even though that's very hard. I have almost gotten to the point where I don't try as hard because those conversations can't go anywhere, and I don't have all the social skills I need to continue on the conversation. I don't know. It's bad. But Jason is better at that than I am. And so I usually go into the dining room to put my coat on a chair or whatever. And we were looking at the puzzle, and I like went to go get water for us. And Jason's like, "Oh, are you helping my dad with the puzzle?" She's like, "No," like she didn't realize it was sitting there kind of thing. And so she picks up the paper, like the picture, that you use to help put the puzzle together. She picks that up and stuff. And then she picks up the puzzle like it's a piece of paper, picks it up, and pieces start falling. And because she doesn't understand what puzzles are anymore. And Jason's like, not sure what to do, so he kind of helps get it back down, and then he fixes it and puts the pieces back into place or whatever. But it's like stuff like that. Who would know that the notion or the understanding of puzzles is just gone, right? She can still tell time. Like, there's some things that I'm kind of surprised still work, and I don't know if that's because it's true, where you remember things from your childhood for longer. I don't know if that's really true in her case, but yeah, so there's things like that just kind of like catch you off guard, and just because he was trying to make conversation. So yeah, so sometimes you got to be careful with the conversation, or whatever. But yeah, the snow has really been, she has a weird relationship with weather now. Like, I've told this story before, but one of her false memories is, we just have a pick. You guys know what a pick is. I don't know why I thought I needed to get a pick from Temu. It's probably was more expensive than at the Dollar Tree. But I think I got this for some of the curly wigs that I get. I used to use this all the time because I always had perms, but yeah. But yeah, she's got a weird relationship with weather. So this false memory was her working with someone in the neighborhood to learn how to paint the sky, is basically what it comes down to. And everything with my mom nowadays is about a process. Like, she was always a very organized person, and her brain is still trying to wrap her world into processes. And so this happens to be the process of how you paint the sky, literally paint the sky, and how she learned what to do to make the sky look a certain way so that it could go to California. And that is some kind of a jumblation, making up this word, jumblation of probably memories from her childhood of maybe painting, a picture or something. Because when she was little, she lived on California Street. So it's unfortunate that California is also a state, because then, the memory kind of conflates that weirdly. But yeah, so this weird relationship with weather and the sun and darkness, and not understanding why it would get dark outside, not understanding why there's snow outside, not understanding why you can't just make the snow go away because we don't like the snow. we don't want it anymore. Why is it still here? So just, I mean, and maybe that's because she spends a lot of time looking out the window, and what else is outside but, you know, aside from cars and stuff, but there's weather and nature and all that. But yeah, it's it's a mystery. All right, this, I think, is this another tank top? Whoa. Okay, this is a sheer tank top that you need to wear something under, or if you're trendy like the people on Temu, you just wear, you know, a white bra underneath it and it will look fabulous. I did not realize it was going to be sheer like this, so I obviously could wear it over a turtleneck, but I don't know that I really like that kind of a look, to be honest. I feel like I think that the top layer should probably have longer sleeves than the layer underneath it, but I know people wear t-shirts over long sleeves all the time. I have just not ever really been one that does that, but you could wear it over another tank top too, you know, but I got it thinking I would wear a sweater over it, not realizing it was going to be sheer like that. So let's see if I can find this one. But that particular pattern that I didn't show you very long, there's all kinds of things on Temu with that same pattern. So if you liked the pattern, then you'd be able to find something else similar. Okay. I don't want to have to go too far back. I'm going to say, this is what I'm supposed to say. I can't find it. And then I'll miraculously find it. My daughter, Galia, was saying how she really, oh, well, forget that. It just went out of my orders altogether. Was saying how she really likes the perfumes that I've been showing on here. So I will try to find that and link it below if it's still available in case you do like sheer. You could wear it with a cami, like a lace cami underneath. It'd probably be gorgeous. All right, this is the last item. And then we will get to nostalgic TV trivia. But, okay, so I told you Saturday. So then Sunday, in the afternoon, Half Price Books is also a bad place for me to go because I love going in there, and I found some really cool books, and I like go to the birds section and I find all these books and they're like not that badly priced, and then I'm like, I don't know, I have a hard time walking away from that. And whenever I go into a Half Price Books, I always look for the golden nature guides because I love those, and I found a couple of those, but I don't know, I always like looking at the flowers and the birds for some reason. So I don't know. All right, what is this? This is a hoodie sweatshirt jacket. So it's got, I don't feel like it would be very warm, at least this part. So it's got sleeves like that and the hood is like that, but then it's got, is this at least fleecy? It is fleecy on the inside, and it's got our lovely, gorgeous brown buttons. And it's got an actual usable drawstring. but no pockets. So I could have used this today probably. Well, I had on that before I put this on to film, but I had on that super thick sweater that I bought that matches Jason's because I thought the furnace stopped working again and I was gonna have to call them to replace the part. And Gabby asked me at lunch to do something and I said, okay, but you're gonna have to fix the furnace. And there's some part in there that has to be like banged on, like a pressure door. And she's like, why? What happened? And I said, well, it stopped working again. And we knew it could stop working. And it had only gotten down to 65. So it had probably only not been working since this morning. But I was like, oh, they told me it was going to take 2 days to get the part in, but I'm being cheap and I don't want to replace it until I absolutely have to. And I'm kind of hoping that that is like when it's not so cold outside. So I was already, you know, in a bad mood. So that's why the hey everybody thing made me feel better, right? Because I was having this bad mood. I had feeling so behind at work and that the furnace had gone out again. And Gabby's like, well, is it possible that it's doing that because I turned it to cool this morning? And I was like, maybe. So I went. I hadn't even looked at that because I kind of thought we'd be smart enough not to put it on cold while we're in the low temperatures. Sure enough, she'd put it on cold, so I flipped it back to heat and it came right back on. And so then I sent her back a emoji and she's like, my bad. So yeah. And Jason got me Culver's for lunch. So I didn't really have any reason to be in a bad mood, but I just was, you know, just sometimes it gets overwhelming and it just was too much. Okay, I do want to know how much that jacket cost. So we went to Half Price Books. I bought, you know, 1 or 25 books. I actually don't know how many books I bought, but I bought a few. And of course, part of the reason why I wanted to go there was because last year they had a coupon book where you could get 10% off your order once a month. Now they, I'm sure, have deals like that anyway if you're just paying attention and if you're subscribed. But of course, they had already probably sold out of those, or I don't think you even had to buy them. I think it was just they were given to the first so many until they ran out, which of course was, I'm sure, the first week in January. And here I'm going, you know, at the end of January thinking they'll still have some. Okay, I paid $14.69 for that jacket. And whoa, it is $17.35 now. It's available in 0XL to 8XL. And it comes in gray, rose red, and apricot. Now, all of them have the white sleeves. So, nice. But yeah, it's oversized on her, so I'm really hoping that I can just wear it with leggings. Because isn't that what we want? We just want to always wear leggings. So, and then we came home from there, and then I decided I wanted to hit up a antique store on Highway 55 in Illinois. I spent a lot of time in Central Illinois, and I feel home there, you know, too. So, but anyway, so we went and did that. We ended up going to 2 different antique stores and close to Litchfield. And yeah, so I found some cool stuff at those too. And Galia was with me because we only took Galia and Gregory because Gracie didn't want to go and Gabby was out. And so Galia was like, okay, Mom, you only have this much money to spend. So she was like keeping track for me. And I was doing my best to distract her, and just because I was making her hold stuff. So I was like doing my best to just hand her stuff without giving her the chance to see what it was costing. But yeah, I do that maybe twice a year go antiquing because it's dangerous. I love old stuff so much. All right, well, speaking of old stuff, let's do our nostalgic TV trivia. Let me get the card out for today, and best of luck to those of you playing along. All right. For what product does Don Meredith do commercials? Emma is a little lady who talks to leaves, apples, and grapes in what commercial? What programs were originally sponsored by soap companies? Who is Mary Martin's son and JR on Dallas? On the Beverly Hillbillies, what was Jethro's mother's name? This card really should be a good card for me, but I don't think it's going to be. On Leave It to Beaver, what is Clarence Rutherford's nickname? How many lives did Herbert Philbrick lead for 9 frightening years? What does CBS stand for? Oh, you guys, so many of these I know I used to know, especially this Don Meredith one, because there's other questions in this that like have it, like who's the spokesperson for act, you know, whatever it is, and it's the answer is Don Meredith. But now it's been so long that now I can't even think. Like I want to say like mouthwash or something, but it's that memory is gone. Emma is a little lady who talks to leaves, apples, and grapes in what commercial? Well, I want to say Fruit of the Loom, but I don't know. They don't really have leaves. Leaves, apples, and grapes. Leaves. The leaves is the part that's getting me. So I don't know. What programs were originally sponsored by soap companies? Well, I want to say radio shows, but is this why they became soap operas? Because they were originally sponsored by soap companies? I always wondered where that came from, but maybe so I don't know that you could say, well, maybe you could say soap operas were originally sponsored by soap companies, because it just says what programs. So I don't know. I'll say soap operas, but I get half a point if it's like the old radio shows. Who is Mary Martin's son and JR on Dallas? Okay, well, Mary Martin, she was, I know this is not about her, but we like to show all the trivia we know. So she was Sound of Music, the play version, right? Maria. And was she also Tinkerbell or Wendy or in Peter Pan? Okay, so JR on Dallas, who was also I Dream of Jeannie. Larry Hagman. Okay, I thought I was not going to pull that out. On the Beverly Hillbillies, what was Jethro's mother's name? I don't know. I did used to watch it, but I don't remember to that level of detail. And I also don't know on Leave It to Beaver, what is Clarence Rutherford's nickname? We've already had a question about Leave It to Beaver, but I don't know if it was that character or not. How many lives did Herbert Philbrick lead for 9 frightening years? Well, I'm going to say 9. Maybe he had a different life each year. So that's my guess. I don't have any other reason. And what does CBS stand for? Darn it. Is it Central Broadcasting System? Central, I can't think of what else is Columbia? No, they're Paramount. Central. I don't know, you guys. How embarrassing. Since that's still around. Okay. What product does... Oh, that's right. Okay, Don Meredith does Lipton tea. Emma is a little lady who talks to leaves, apples, and grape. And what? Oh, it is Fruit of the Loom. Yay! I got one. What programs were originally sponsored by soap companies? And it is soap operas. So see, sometimes it's just logic, right? Who was Mary Martin's son? And JR on Dallas. Larry Hagman. I wonder who his dad was. Was his dad somebody famous too? I need to look up a picture of Mary Martin to see if he looked like her, you know. On the Beverly Hillbillies, what was Jethro's mother's name? Pearl Bodine. On Leave It to Beaver, what is Clarence Rutherford's name? Lumpy. How many lives did Herbert Philbrick lead for 9 frightening years? 3. I led 3 lives. Oh, that must have been the name of the show. I led 3 lives. Was this a real person or was this a drama? I don't know. And what does CBS stand for, you guys? I should have gone with my second guess, which was Columbia Broadcasting System. Can I have half a point for that since I at least said it? So, okay, well, I'm going to give it to myself, half a point. So I got 3.5 points. That's actually pretty good for me. So how did you do? Let me know. All right, you guys. I am going to try to get this uploaded as soon as possible. So it's already 7:42. So I don't know. For those of you that have trouble sleeping, maybe this will be just in time for you. But thank you so much for stopping by and sharing your time with me. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry I didn't do a Mystery Box Monday today. My life's kind of a mess, so I didn't want to make even more of a mess by getting a box out to unpack. But I'm not done with that, but I guess I shouldn't promise when I will do my next one, right? But like other haulers, I need to start supplementing my videos with things that are free. So yeah, January is never a good month. This is my, oh, this is only my second January, but advertisers aren't interested in advertising in January. So yeah, so this channel makes enough. Well, it did make enough to actually send me a check, but you only need $100 for that. So there you have it. That'll help me get another Temu order. I need to place a Temu order because I think once my next thing comes, I don't have anything more coming in it. My baskets are pretty slim pickings. And I don't know if you guys want to see like the stuff I buy at the antique store. I don't know if that's interesting to anybody. I guess let me know if you think it is. I know I love watching like Seven Plaza when she does it, but I like crafts. So I think most of my viewers don't like crafts, but I don't know what else to say about that. Crafts are awesome. Temu's an awesome place for crafts. And I do have some crafts actually on order from Temu coming because I forget how awesome Temu is for crafts. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.